Let's get it. Sports talk. Yeah.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to Let the Madness Begin. We're in Coleman Marshawn Taylor. As you can see, he's very excited today.
Sports talk edition.
Yes, he's excited because he thinks he has a list that can compare to my list as far as drafting NBA players throughout the years. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Let's get it, man. Let's get it, buddy. Let's get it.
Okay. You want to warm up before we go to it?
Now let's just tell them. Let's warm up.
All right. So last night the Warriors they finally crossed that threshold to the second round. Tonight we're going to see either a Minnesota team that can possibly force a game set, or we'll see a young Misfit team that can possibly advance to face the Warriors.
Mm.
Both teams are young, like
Right.
they're really young. However, one team has second chance stars. And I didn't really think about that until, I was listening. Karl Anthony Towns, he's all right, but he's not real.
Okay.
D'Angelo Russell, we already know. We know. I don't know how he got friends. Like, I could never be his friend. Like, if he's around, I wouldn't say nothing. So,
Hide your cameras, though.
Yeah.
Hide your cameras, B.
Pat Bev, we know what he is.
Right.
Anthony Edwards, I'm not a fan of him personally. I think he's going to, let me rephrase that. Anybody that makes it to the NBA has achieved their goals in life.
Right. Part of the 1%.
Yes. However, I do not believe that he will be what they think he's going. I don't think he's.
What they project him to be?
If they project him to be a superstar, however, I think he will be a really good undersized guard. He's 6'4".
I think he'll be a perennial all-star. I think he's gonna.
We're gonna talk about
he's
that.
He's gonna be. I mean, perennial as in he's gonna get a couple. He's gonna get in. He's gonna be voted in a couple of all. Like when he gets further down in his career, if he matures, if his game matures and he matures.
I'm glad you brought that up because
I can see that possibility. Now, bars being a superstar, no, he's not gonna be. Now, and the question is, what level you mean as this? Because there's different levels to this. We talk at this game nowadays as compared to before. There was Jordan, then we got Barkley, Ewing, Bird.
That's not fair.
You know what I'm saying?
That's not fair.
What do you mean?
That's not
That's
fair.
how it was.
Then we're going to talk about that.
That's how it is, my friend. I mean, you think about it.
Have you ever thought about what a team of JaVale McGee's will look like?
It might be an interesting team.
It's the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Okay.
Anything to lose, they will do.
Okay, I got
anything to make themselves look stupid, they would do. But that's the team.
But JaVale McGee got like 3 rings, don't he?
He does.
Okay.
But
so he contributed somewhere.
No. I'm not knocking. See, this is I think people but he's not a bad player. However, he's mature now. But even he has to admit, I did some dumb stuff.
Of course.
Like thinking I can dribble the ball, like that was stupid.
Okay.
If you don't,
okay,
you don't do.
I got you, but I think, like I said, as far as that, as far as you saying the Anthony Edwards debate, I think as his game matures and he doesn't rely so much as athleticism, he'll be a better. I think he'll become a star, but not a superstar. No, you know what I'm saying? He won't be up there with the Durants and LeBrons and Morants, and maybe Zion might get there, but he's somewhat there already. But I think he's gonna start fading if he don't get himself together. Like I said, he'll be more like one of those. He'd be like a Chris Middleton. What's my other guy? The other teammate, the third,
Drew Holiday.
Drew Holiday type. He's known for his game. Have a strong game. But he'll make an all-star game or two.
Okay, I can see that. I think Zion and Charles Barkley should have a talk, and I think Charles Barkley will be a great mentor to Zion.
That's what he needs. He needs somebody that's going to be real, and because his first mistake is
food.
that. No, that's no shot. That's like his third mistake. His first mistake, I'm gonna tell you this, and I thought about this today, and I don't mean to be offensive, and not because of our low rivalry, is he didn't go to a school that could have properly guided him. For one. Yes, he shouldn't have gone. Now, I'm not saying he should have went to North Carolina. He should have went to a program where they actually could have matured. You know what I'm saying? Give him a better. Because you think about it, even though he's projected to be a one and done, I don't think he could have gone to any of the blue bloods and actually, matured.
So I'm gonna let you have that one
because it's true.
Only on the basis of this.
Go ahead.
I don't think it's that he went to the wrong school. I think when you make a deal with the devil and you're not prepared for it.
Oh, you said he made devil. So Coach K is the devil.
No, Coach
John
K,
Shire. John Shire is the devil.
No,
I got you. I believe you. That's right. I'm with that.
Zion
That's
is
right.
the devil.
That's right. What do you mean?
He's the devil because he's not. But your program, and that's why when you said it, I agree with you.
Right.
Your program is
it wasn't
built
for him
on for at least 2 years.
It was a system, and Zion didn't fit the system.
No,
he should have went to a school that he would have just been the focus.
So you say he should have did a Ben Simmons, just pick a school.
Yeah, he could do that. Matter of fact, me somebody else had this discussion. He could have went to because if that was the case, he could have went within the state. He could have went to South Carolina.
No, I get what you're saying.
Frank Martin was an excellent coach.
Just let him play.
And just let him play. Basically, the offense around him. At the same time, he still would have structured his game, and he would have because he's a coach's coach.
Right.
He's a coach's coach and a player's coach. I mean, like I said, he knows he knows the game.
So did RJ
or he knew the game at the time.
RJ Barrett hindered Zion growth because you had RJ Barrett. Actually, that Duke team was actually pretty stacked.
But you talk about talent wise though. You think about look at RJ Barrett's background. His father was in the league or in a pro league. He had some years of experience. His dad guided him on the game itself and how.
So you're saying Zion mommy couldn't guide him?
No,
I'm just playing.
No, and be honest. You think of
no. You're right. Honestly, it's a difference.
It is a difference because you think about it. If you've never been because no matter what level, if you've never been a prized athlete at any level, whether it's recreation or high school, college, whatever, and how are you going to sit there and guide your child on how to?
No, you're right.
Are you going to do is occupy? Are you going to do is be focused on what the opportunities are there for you?
No, I agree with you.
You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to hey, you need to work on your game and make sure your game is always on point.
Got no game.
Yeah,
actually, he could dribble. I could give him that. He
can dribble, but he really doesn't have a jump shot.
He cannot.
He needs to lose weight.
He cannot maintain anything at his height and size.
Nobody can. Look at LeBron. Remember LeBron when he came to the league?
Yeah, he
could do everything. He could jump out the gym.
And they get mad because he never did a slam dunk. But now you realize that he's about to go again in year 20. If he would have done the slam dunk competition, I think that would have just ruined his knees.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Literally, he's aged more than he needs to.
Yeah,
and that's not even just being. That's just being physically. The physicality he applies to the game. Think about how much weight he's put on since he came into the league. Yeah, how stagnant he is with his development. So by the time he decides to develop even a hook shot,
he's
a sky hook. I mean,
he's still 6'6".
Even still, but he's like you said, he's a Charles Barkley size 6'6", and Charles Barkley was only 6'4".
So the closest thing that he can be personally is Draymond Green. I would say
Draymond Green, not even that, because
I don't project him to keep averaging 20 points.
And I have to say about Draymond Green has a more like a high level garbage man game.
Okay.
And like I said, but that is even though he can score the points at any random time, but his game is other places. Like I said, rebound, like Dennis Rodman,
Right.
rebounding, defense.
I like that.
You know, executing. You know, the offense itself, this offensive schemes, everything.
So here's the biggest question before we get into this draft: does Zion have a team? Brandon Ingram, he's balling. Him and McCollum loving each other. They love each other.
So you mean a basketball team, or you talking about a team that's actually
a basketball team?
No, he has a team. He's always had a team. It's just he's listening to the wrong people. Because you think about it, he had in college he had opportunity to, and people don't. Sometimes people don't understand. I'm a big North Carolina fan, but my thing is, if you're one of these groundbreaking recruits, why not consider other schools? Why not consider an HBCU?
Because they won't come see you play.
But at the same time, you think about it. Look at a lot of these, like Michael Jordan. If Michael Jordan went to go broke right now, I guarantee you, as an example, the alumni of University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill will make sure Michael Jordan will not be on the street.
Fair.
You know what I'm saying? I'm getting at?
Yeah.
But that's a legacy that he's built.
Right.
You know, he's pretty much elevated the program. Once he, you know what I'm saying? Even though, because you think about it, North Carolina was always a blue blood program. But imagine if he would have gone to an HBCU. Maybe he decided to go to A&T or Central.
I always said, if the HBCUs get one or two of these top recruits out, it'll change the game. You know,
a lot of, and I think a lot of that's we don't, as we parents come to be. Sometimes we don't preach legacy as opposed to, legacy as in not only just as a family, but in the community.
No, I agree with
as well. You know, in our villages, as we keep talking about, we keep preaching about in our villages. That's what's part of legacy is what you build not only just within your household, within your local village, but in other villages. Your connection.
Oh no, I agree with you 100%.
And like I said, and that's the thing with and that's the thing. The chance he has to do in New Orleans. But everybody, the wrong people are telling him to look at the big picture, the money, because everybody can he should go to New York and play, or he's, we're like, okay, understandable. He get all the attention, but is he ready for what's going on in New York? No. This young man is from Spartanburg, South Carolina.
I ain't even ready for what
the upper state.
New York is a whole different.
It's a whole different ballgame as compared to New Orleans.
Ask Carmelo, and he won there.
Right.
So
right. It's a whole different, and people understand it's a whole different market. The first thing I'm talking about, where they can pay this and they can pay that. Of course, they give you all the attention in the world, but if you're not out there prepared, and you're not, what's the word?
Ready for
it. You're not ready for it. And we are still prepared, ready, but if you're not, what is it? If you're not
grounded,
grounded, another word. But if you're not giving out the results that people expect,
you're done.
You're done.
Yeah, ask the other Duke player that's out there,
right?
Daniel Jones, right now, how it feels to be.
And people don't understand. And like I said, he needs a like you said, a Charles Barkley, somebody who could advise him properly concerning the game in general in relation to all these other things, these endorsements, these interviews, everything you got going on. Because crazy thing is, think about people were talking about from the first year he played, they was already having him going to New York.
Mm-hmm.
So in other words, somebody speaking for him that should be speaking.
No, you absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
And that's so disappointing because you didn't even give your team that picked you a chance.
And I'm telling you right now that
you got a team. You got a team.
Brandon Ingram is a
Ingram. I'm kind of upset that LeBron let him go in the first place. It's like he didn't give him a chance.
No, that's not fair.
No. And you.
But you're right.
He didn't give him. He gave him a chance, but he didn't give him a full-hearted chance.
No. You absolutely right. He did. I like Alonzo.
Right.
He didn't give Alonzo Hart or Brandon Ingram a chance. However, with LeBron James, and this is the issue, it's the same with Michael Jordan.
Right.
Number one, the Lakers lucked up because they were sorry
Right.
when they drafted those players,
Right.
and then LeBron came.
Right.
But you cannot have young players with old players.
Right.
You
It is just a matter. Yeah, it's
not
just a
with
matter
old
of,
stars.
No.
And LeBron James is win now. He ain't got time to be looking at them develop. And the same with Michael Jordan.
But I'm asking you a question though.
He ain't have time for nobody
right.
to develop.
Right. Well, no, when he came into the league, his team was old. He was a new guy.
Right.
He was a younger guy.
And then when those other people came in,
Right.
like with Scottie Pippen and Horace Grant, he indoctrinated them so quickly.
Right.
And he bullied them.
But
it was a different time.
But it was a different time. It was a different time. Because you think about it, everybody that comes in nowadays, at one point or another, they were the one somewhere.
Right.
You know, they were the person, you know. They were that guy, you know. And then they still got that mentality to, instead of, hey, this is now an official team game, which, yeah, it is, but it isn't. It's, you know, it's an individual team game in a sense. Because one person is the main focus of the whole team. You know, everything is built about this one individual person in relation to everybody else on the team.
Okay, I can see that. All right, so I'll let you go. We'll go position by position or person by person.
We'll go position by position.
All right, and now
when we starting at?
We'll start. Of course, you always start with your floor general. You start with the point guard.
Let's go.
So, who will be? We'll start with the starters. Who will be your starting point guard and why?
I'm gonna steal yours. You gonna hate this.
I know you. I knew it.
Magic Johnson. Magic.
Okay, why?
Magic. Because he is a savant. He pretty much can tell who's gonna do what, when. He knows where to place the ball. He knows where. Pretty much, he gonna step on the court and pretty much know and have an idea of how the game's gonna flow.
Okay,
more or less.
All right. So my starting point guard will be Magic Johnson.
But mine would be the rookie Magic Johnson. But we'll talk about it later, though. We'll put it down the line, though. Rookie Magic. Rookie Magic Johnson.
Okay. So, since we'll I guess we'll tackle that part after we get.
Yeah, we'll tackle.
Okay,
yeah.
I will do Magic Johnson too. For everything you said, and because I believe when it comes to basketball, he's the most complete basketball player of all time because he can play all 5 positions and won championships, possibly playing all 5 positions at some point in time, to include his rookie year when he was the center and did the sky hook.
Right, whatever. Just keep going.
All right, so I guess this is Michael Jordan.
Of course. But we going with the second 3P Michael Jordan, the killer Michael Jordan.
With the
second 3P, not the first 3P, because he was on it, but no, second 3P, no, he was cutting throats.
Okay.
He was stabbing you right face to face, type deal. Wow.
All right. So
that's why.
I also chose Michael Jordan.
Of course.
But I actually chose the first 3P. I think that Michael Jordan showed the difference between the first 3P and the second 3P, which is crazy. You could say both, right. Is the fact that I think the first 3P, he was so hungry, he would have done anything to achieve that 3P.
Okay.
And coming into the Olympics. Because it's not just the 3P. You had the Olympic Jordan right after that third one. Like you got 1, 2, 3 Olympics.
Okay. I give you that one.
So that Jordan for me.
But I think the Jordan I would beat that Jordan.
That Jordan would, because that was a more savvy and complete Jordan. Yeah, I got the more athletic Jordan, which I think fits better with the Magic Johnson I got, which would be the 87 to 90 Magic Johnson. I like that version of Magic Johnson because I think that version of Magic Johnson had grown into his role in Showtime.
Okay.
And
I got you.
So. All right, so this is going to be an interesting one because I don't think we have the same people.
Nah, we don't have the same center. Who you got at center?
Oh, you want to do center now?
Or you want to do 5? We can do the forwards. How you want to do it?
Well, let's do small forwards. So, who you got at small forward?
Oh, first 3P, Scottie Pippen.
Ooh, see, explains that Scottie Pippen.
I believe he held everything together. And I think with the other remaining, he pretty much would be the guy that he's going to be the one that takes us over the top when it comes time to beat your team.
Okay. You know, I am one of the biggest Scottie Pippen fans ever, and I think that Michael
Because
Jordan does
second three-peat Scotty, he was a bitch.
No, see, I don't like that. And compared to Ben Simmons,
now that we've seen
no
last dance and how he reacted.
No.
Come on, B.
I think because you see how Ben Simmons and a lot of these players acting now, you should appreciate Scotty more because he played through those injuries.
That's why I appreciate. That's why I appreciate the first repeat Scotty. Remember all the shit he went through to get to them three-peat.
Okay, that's
first, what I'm talking about.
Even on the second three-peat,
second three-peat. Okay, he played himself.
Come on,
he played himself, and I ain't even talking about just three-peat long. I remember a lot of the headlines and
I
going on with Scotty,
too.
man.
Scotty
One point, he thought it was Dennis Rodman too, and Dennis wasn't even on the team anymore. Yeah, okay, yes, that's when they on the team yet. Remember, he dyed his hair red and wearing the ruby Pippins and stuff. Oh, come on, what's wrong with this guy?
He's living the dream, man. That's what that.
So he dreamed about Dennis
Rodman
too.
That's what his ex-wife. You know, that's what she does to guys.
Yeah, whatever.
So right. I know you got Scottie Pippen.
Right.
I actually went in a different route. I got LeBron James. 2016 LeBron James.
Oh, okay. 2016 LeBron James.
The one that brought his team back and
I got
won. And it was tough because I was looking at Scotty and I was like, Scotty. But the reason why I chose LeBron James,
okay,
is because him and Magic Johnson on the court together will be a great and unique situation because you have two
unique situation here now.
You do. I mean, but
look,
I got a defender like Scotty.
Right.
I got a scorer like Jordan.
I wouldn't say that.
And he can play. And he can play all five positions.
He's not a savvy.
Like Magic.
He's not a savvy scorer. Like
I mean, he may not be savvy, but he can score.
He's not a savvy scorer, but I give you that one.
So
okay.
Right.
So far, I got a better lineup. But go ahead.
You think so?
Yeah. Who's your power forward?
This one is actually one of the hardest ones because I was just thinking like, who could I have at power forward? So I actually went with the big fundamental. Tim Duncan.
You stole that one. You copied mine.
Nah.
You copied my pick.
I was looking though.
We still got one position though. We good though.
And
which one though?
You know which one I chose?
Which one?
The rookie. The one that played alongside
he was
David
still learning.
Rod.
I picked the
No, but see, that's why I chose him.
Well, go ahead.
Because not only was he still learning, but he was handed the keys and he actually excelled.
Well, I picked in that position the prime MVP when he was driving the car instead of looking at it. When he started winning more championships with Emma Popovich.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay, let's all right. So what you got at center?
I actually got arguably probably the Mr. NBA himself, Bill Russell. And
you gonna put Bill Russell out? Oh, but
I'm gonna tell you why.
Go ahead.
Because with a team that you have, you need someone who can actually coach them on the floor. Magic can.
That's what Magic is for.
But there's something about Bill Russell. Remember, 11 championships, and he's been the cornerstone of all those 11 championships. And he's seen Bob Cousy. He's seen so many others from Jones. And just having him down there as a anchor. Because remember, Tim Duncan was great, but when he was alongside David Robinson, that's a whole different Tim Duncan. Like he was free, and to have
guess what I got for you?
Shaq,
no, Hakeem, the Dream.
Oh, okay.
The footwork. 2 rings, MVP.
Mr.
Footwork himself, who could take you inside, outside, baseline.
That would be an interesting matchup.
With the craziest drop step ever in the history of the game.
That's true. I will give you that.
Very versatile. He can defend and play offense.
Okay, I like that. Hakeem. You got me on that one. I like that one. Okay.
That's a savvy team right there. Come on.
Okay, that's a good team.
Bill would give him a run, but Hakeem would wear him out, though.
True. But you still got that 7-footer.
7-foot who?
Tim Duncan.
What's Tim Duncan going to do? What's your Tim Duncan going to do against my Tim Duncan?
He's young.
And exactly, my Tim, the one that's won the championship after David then left, gonna show him, hey, this is what you're gonna be in a couple of years. Get your game up, boy.
Okay.
And matter of fact, I'm just gonna let Pippen guard him. Pippen just gonna dog him out.
Migraine Pippen?
Yeah. Migraine Pippen. Because he's gonna pull it together, and guess what?
I'll just show him Tony Kukoc, and he'll just change his life.
That's the second. That's what I told you. That's why second 3P Scotty's some BS. That's what I tell you. See, you be messing up. See, you don't be listening. You be honest. See, that's why I be paying attention. See, Scotty was on some shit. I'm a Scotty Pippen fan, kind of sort of, but he was on some true pettiness during that time. But it's his own fault though, and it's even up until now because. You think about it, it's more or less a recollect than it is an actual. He's speaking, and you think about it. He said, "Now I thought about it. Well, damn, yeah, he was getting all that. Yeah, but yeah, and then you want to sit there and try to insult the same guy. That pretty much because if you think about it, if Jordan wouldn't have you step your game up, potentially." Jordan might have won. He might have won as much without Scotty. He eventually probably would have got a ring or two, But at the same time, Scotty still would be because some people still argue today that he may have been the second greatest player ever in the game to play the game. Am I right? Or the second greatest all-around player and second to your Irvin Magic Johnson.
I do think Scotty doesn't get the credit.
He don't.
Even though if you look long term at his career, he actually did prove that he is a star.
Okay.
Now, after Jordan.
But still, come on now. When he first came, I remember when he first came to the Bulls, right. It took a lot to pull.
It did.
Jordan had to pull that out of him. It wasn't a matter of, he already was a natural thing. And a lot of people don't seem to understand that.
I agree with you. It wasn't natural.
It was a natural, he came in and he just, Jordan had to pull that out of him. They had to.
Well, actually, the Pistons did. But yeah, you're right. Jordan did help.
Yeah.
He told him, don't cry when you get hit. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So.
You want to do your bench players now?
Yeah. So who you got coming off the bench as your backup point guard?
Oh, man. The point guard himself. The present, Chris Paul.
Mr. Hammy.
Mr. Hammy. But he's going to be in his prime. He's ready.
Oh, do you mean the man that like to hit people in his nuts?
Hey, he's going to make it happen. We're going to win. So whoever got to get your two guard, you're two.
So for me, I actually got
John Stockton.
Yep, Mr. Pick and Roll.
You should want Gary Payton.
I thought about it, but I said with my team, I need a point guard who can handle.
So I hope you got Karl Malone to go with it.
You'll be surprised who I got. What? You'll be surprised. So who's
Larry Johnson?
I thought about him too.
Oh, okay.
Him and Lonzo and they prime. Yeah.
Iverson.
Ooh, I like that one.
Iverson.
I like that one.
Because either way, Chris Paul keeps the offense moving and can defend.
Yeah.
But either way, Iverson, when we need the points, he'll get it.
And plus, he actually was a good defender. People don't realize.
Yeah, he was an excellent defender. He was one of the better defenders in the league at this time. Yeah.
I actually got one that's going to shock you.
Who you got?
I'm actually have Tracy McGrady.
At what?
At shooting guard.
At shooting guard? Mm-hmm. Okay, I can see that. Mm-hmm. Instead at forward, you have him at shooting guard. Okay.
I think his natural position would be that.
Okay.
If he actually could have, I think, and a lot of people be like, why not Kobe?
So you would have him playing him, but Stockton would be too slow for him, though. That's the only thing.
He would be.
But if he's willing to play the pace, it would still work, though. It'd work. I like that.
And if you switch him out and have him in the starting rotation,
man. And if you put him with, and then like I said, if you put him with Magic, you busting my ass with this.
Yeah. So I was thinking about that, and I'm not the biggest Kobe fan. I do think Kobe was great. However, scoring wise, I think Trace McGrady had him.
Right.
Only difficulty.
Right.
But if he had the ability to stay healthy, I think we'll be looking at LeBron James' situation different because I think Tracy McGrady would actually be in the top 5 in scoring. Like,
okay,
I think we don't like Iverson. If Iverson could have stayed healthy, right? Like if Iverson was 6'8", he would be all-time leading scorer. Let's just be real. Iverson was 6'8".
If he lifted a weight at any time,
exactly.
That's the thing. And conditioning is a big, and people, and that's what I say about when I say about the Zion situation is, dog, you have to start condition yourself. There's no longer you at the age you can just step on the court.
Right.
Because it's not like when you're playing 30-something games per season, you're paying 80 to almost 100 games
You're right.
a year.
Wear and tear.
With a 2.5 month break in between. But
Even
even during that break, you might be paying some ball here and there.
Of course, you're
You
absolutely
got
right.
to keep up with it, you know. So if you're not, like I said, it's that's why LeBron spends so people understand. That's why LeBron has been playing so long because he saw all these other athletes.
Yeah. But James Harden, how he's breaking down.
Yeah, come on, dog. Nothing wrong with you get your party on, but dog, you gotta take care of your body because that's what's making your money.
True.
You got, like I said, you making $100 million. You need to be investing some of that into your body.
Exactly.
You know, LeBron's spending what 10
Oh,
10 to 20 million a year. That's on his body alone.
And it's a tax write-off.
Come on, he know all that. He knows all that. You know, I'm surprised he ain't got a TB12 program himself. You know,
It's probably once he
He
retired.
LB 23. Yeah.
Who you got at small forward? I really want to hear this one.
Larry Bird.
I knew you was gonna do that.
Bird, we need shooters, baby.
Okay. You know what?
Got shooters.
Since you went with Larry Bird, I was gonna go with Larry Bird. I'm a flip right now because I actually had Larry Bird.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the other white assassin,
Christian Laettner.
Chris Mullins.
I give you that. No, I thought about it too.
Yeah.
I thought about it.
Need shooters, and I was like,
we need a shooter.
and I was like, you know what? And I thought about it, Larry Bird, because I actually was going to really think about putting him at power forward because before his back was going out, he actually was.
And the crazy thing, and the thing I like about him, excuse me about the sneeze. He's
Bless you.
he actually, crazy thing is, and I still realize today, for him to look slow, he was actually pretty quick on the court.
He
had quick hands too.
That's crazy when you think about that,
Right?
Because you really like watching him is like, I don't get it. Like, I don't get it. And then you just see that hot shot.
Yeah. Like I said, he's had a quick release. The
stolen ball, kick back. The layup. Like, did he really move that fast?
Exactly.
That's how I look at Chris Mullins. Like, you really wasn't fast. However, you ran with one of the fastest Golden State teams of all time and had an average
three guards.
Yeah.
They basically were 3 guards playing when they started.
Yeah, run TMC.
Yep.
Right there. He in the corner.
Yep.
So who you got at power forward?
Oh, Alonzo Mourning.
So you gonna move? I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
Alonzo Mourning. The Miami Heat, Alonzo Mourning. The first scorer, Alonzo Mourning. The one that was battling the second three-peat Jordan.
I like that. I like that.
At that point, he had hunger. He had the passion.
He actually was handling Shaq.
He was handling.
And having him at power forward actually made. Yeah, I like that. You see more of a range offensively. Power forward.
Exactly. Okay. And defensively.
Okay. So I told you this was going to shock you.
Who you got? Candyman? Michael Olakwa-Candy?
No. Rain Man. Sean Kemp. What? Early 90s Sean Kemp. All you got to do is throw it. You throw it up there.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. At the time, he was able to
throw it.
He was able when Chat posted up, he was able to put body on him, but he wasn't holding him. But I mean,
just throw it. All you gotta do is throw it at him. No matter where he was, Sean Kemp, he'll catch it. Boom.
So you got Sean Kemp at center.
No, power forward.
Power forward.
Yeah.
Okay, power forward.
All you gotta do is throw it up.
Throw it up. You can say anything with Alonzo. You can say anything with Tim Duncan.
True, but it's something about.
And my other two is gonna blow you away. My last two gonna blow you away.
But you gotta understand something about Sean Kemp. What a lot of people don't realize, he actually could handle the ball.
Yeah, he could handle the ball.
So who you got at center?
Kareem, the ultimate center, the one we often overlook.
You're right. He does get overlooked.
So Bill Russell, oh yeah, skyhook all day. Skyhook, baby.
You're right.
Who gonna beat that skyhook?
I got one man.
Who? Don't tell me Shaq.
Him and think about 1992 Shaq with 1992 Sean Kemp.
Okay,
think about that.
So you take them against. Instead of that, I throw Hakeem in there, and then you know what? I'm gonna go pull my other two out. Kevin Garnett.
I was thinking about
LeBron
him.
James. Those are my. They close out. So
okay.
you know what I could do? I can mix and match with my time. I can go
Okay.
big. I go somewhat small.
Okay, so my last two. So I will have Scottie Pippen as one of my
Right.
last two. And the final person, and I really thought about this.
Christian
one.
Laettner, Bobby Hurley, JJ Redick, Cherokee Parks, one of the Plumlee brothers.
Kevin Garnett. Nah, I'm just playing.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Kevin Durant.
What?
I'm not the biggest fan, but he can score.
You know what? I'll put the Boston Celtics, Kevin Garnett on him on defending.
And that's going to be interesting because both of them the same side.
Exactly. But you know what?
They'll cancel each other out.
He gonna be right in his head talking, and guess what?
Now that
Kevin
part, but
Kevin can't hang.
well, we're doing it now because he'll be in his ear, but my Kevin will be Twittering him.
It ain't gonna matter.
So he'll get back at him Twitter. I mean,
KG ain't gonna look at that. He's like, man, what the whatever, and dog him some more in the next game.
okay.
And then, like I said, LeBron James as well, because you know, for your same reasons, he can play all five.
So outside
Kevin
of
Garnett, he can play all five.
that's true.
Actually, primetime Tim Duncan, he can do all five, of course. The rookie Magic Johnson on my team, he can do all five.
Right.
So I mean, pretty much. And then Scottie Pippen,
I know. Why
He
you
can
think?
do
I, mean,
four.
I think that
he can do 4 out of the 5.
So let me ask you this question: who are your 5 runner-ups? Like 5 people that you was like, they could have floated in and out.
Larry Johnson,
I like that.
Karl Malone.
Yeah.
Who else I was thinking about? Larry Johnson, Karl Malone. Hold on, let me stop over there. Let me tell you what my coaching staff would be: Phil Jackson, Mark Jackson, and Phil Riley. Boom. By the way, yeah, let's go.
Okay.
But okay, so yeah, there's
I like the coaches.
Larry Johnson, Karl Malone. Who else I was looking at? Anton Jameson, because he had very when he
once the Wizards won.
Once he got to the Wizards, he knew what he was doing. Who's the other 2 I was thinking about? I was thinking about Jerry West at one time. Jerry West,
The logo,
and then Kobe.
Okay, so
And Kobe.
me, Karl Malone, I would be a liar if I didn't say Karl Malone and Kobe. Kobe was hard because we seen Kobe,
Right.
and the real Kobe is the one that didn't have Paul Gasol or Shaq. That's the real Kobe. Is
So the one that's on the Twilight Kobe.
Yeah, that's the real Kobe.
I like that Kobe. Actually,
that was the
pretty,
real Kobe.
Because he actually had to sit there and
exactly
redefine his game.
And Karl Malone, I think he's the most underrated power forward ever. Like, we don't really take the time to really look at Karl Malone. We don't even realize he was number 2 at one point.
He was
scored all time.
But the only thing I don't like about him is he didn't have a real versatile game though, as opposed to other power forwards. But he led though. But he got there with his bread and butter.
Yeah. Which was probably why they lost, because you understood how to pick and defend that pick and roll, and you knew that what he was going to do. So he was more telegraphed. So I get that. Mark Price.
Okay, I can do Mark Price.
And even
Craig Elo.
I actually thought about Craig Elo, but Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson,
I would understand Mark or Rod Strickland. Or if you did Rod, I thought you were gonna do Rod Strickland. I respected Rod Strickland. I expected Rod Strickland. I thought you might do Rod Strickland at the shooting guard.
That would be dope though.
Yeah.
But it'd be too small though.
Yeah, he'd be too small though.
But at I guess to round out my 5th one, man, this one, I guess, who would have been my 5th person because I had so many. You know what? Ray Allen.
What? I thought you said Grant Hill, but okay.
Actually, Grant Hill was
he didn't have a versatile game until he got injured.
And I wouldn't that's the smallest sample size
Yeah,
would have that
right.
it had. But Jason Kidd was in the mix. And I was actually looking at Jason Kidd,
And
but I was like, I had too many.
And crazy thing, he was extremely good, but he got better as he got older. That's the
Exactly.
thing about it. He was crazy good, but
And
he got real.
if I was gonna pick him, I would be like, then I couldn't do John Stockton because technically
It's the same player.
exactly.
Because he, he moves about the same.
But I'm not gonna lie.
But I thought you did Gary Payton. I'm sorry. Gary Payton was on my mind too. Gary was
Payton,
on my list too.
Yeah, he was. I thought about the glove because I actually was gonna pair him with Julius Erving.
Oh,
I thought that would be pretty dope. Like, yeah, because Julius Erving was a good defender and he was very explosive.
Yeah.
But the one thing he did not have is a jump shot. He did not. Really,
that's the thing. Yeah, that's when I think about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dr. J was his. Yeah, he didn't.
Shoot, even Moses Malone was up there.
And I thought about him as a center too. Whew. But like you said, his game was like 2-dimensional.
Yeah.
So I mean, even though he had another name for every dunk he did, no, it wasn't Muslim. That was
Daryl Dawkins.
Daryl Dawkins.
Yeah,
sorry, Daryl Dawkins.
Yeah, Mr. North Carolina State. Yeah. But honestly, no, he didn't go to North Carolina. That was Daryl Thompson. Yeah. But what really bothered me the most is the fact that I did what the NBA did to Dominique Wilkins.
He was on my thought too, man. Like I said, that was gonna be my guy. I was gonna put him on there too. Now, if we're just gonna be an Olympic team.
So that's why I was like, he didn't even get on the Olympic team. That really sucked. Like, and I really thought about it. I was like, man, Dominique Wilkins was Mr. Atlanta. Like, he really was the human highlight film. However, that was it. Like, he had a little jumper, but at small forward.
Right.
But I mean, if he were running the floor, that would be interesting because running the floor, then it's wide open.
Right.
But I was like, man, and I felt bad because I was like, dang, man, I'm really Dominique. Like, Dominique at one point, they actually, you really had thought twice about Jordan with Dominique during the 80s. Like, people don't realize that Dominique was like teetering.
Right.
It's just when it came to actual gameplay, you saw more of an upside with Michael Jordan, which panned out.
Jordan had a complete team.
He did.
He had a complete team, and he had a coach. He had good coaching. Everything comes down to coaching.
Yeah.
The Hawks, they had a team, but this wasn't a team.
Yeah, I agree.
Because he had, what's my man's now? Look at him now.
Doc Rivers was on that team.
Doc Rivers on that team. Doc was on the team. It was Kevin
Willis.
He
played 20 some odd years.
Kevin Willis.
Short arm Willis.
Stacey Augmon joined the team at one point. He got drafted onto the team at one point. Yeah,
Augmon was actually really good.
Yeah. The plastic man.
Yeah. And that's what really got me. It was like, then I started thinking about like bursts, like those players that had like a good 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
So I thought about Isaiah Ryder. I thought about Steve Smith.
Steve Smith would be interesting.
Yeah. I thought about a couple of guys where he was like, even Bobby Sir. People don't realize at one point Bobby Sir was actually a really good player. And then the ultimate burst player, I believe of all time would be White Chocolate, Jason Williams.
I think I consider Dwayne Wade for shooting guard. Like I said, you had Jordan, and then I said Iverson. I was like, damn.
The Iverson one was actually that one was a good one.
Yeah.
Dwayne Wade, I thought about him, and it's hard because yes, Dwayne Wade was good. However, and I guess this is I see him the same as Kobe. They were good, but without another star, was they good?
They're as good as they could have been. Okay. You think about it, because you think about it, the stuff that he was putting, the way he pretty much threw his body into the game after Shaq left.
Iverson.
It's like it was crazy.
But only difference is that Iverson took a team of nobodies and an old Mutombo. Bad knees Mutombo. He took them to the finals.
Right.
Dwayne Wade ain't never take a team to the finals without Shaq or LeBron.
Hey,
Kobe ain't never took nobody to the finals without Shaq and Paul.
Right. True.
Jordan was at least in the playoffs before Scottie and Horace Grant. And that's one thing that I can always say, whether or not he went to the finals, no, he didn't. But he he was consistently in the playoffs as long as he was healthy.
Right.
Kobe wasn't, and Dwayne Wade wasn't. Neither was Tracy McGrady. However, Tracy McGrady during his healthy years did guide a Magic team without Grant Hill.
Right.
And they could have done something. And the Houston one was actually pretty good too.
Yeah.
So, but that's that sample size of a few years with them.
Right.
So that's how I was judging. I was like, wait a second, who could take, teams? And I had to say, of course, Michael Jordan, the greatest shooting guard of all time, will always be Michael Jordan.
Oh Lord, whatever though. But overall, who would have been your coaches though? Would Coach K would have been one of them?
Nah, he's not a.
Okay, I got you.
He can't. However, the Mark Jackson one, I like that one. So I might borrow that one, but the head coach will actually be Pat Riley. And the reason why is because I think Pat Riley, outside of Red Auerbach, and I can't say Red Auerbach because I haven't really seen him.
Right.
But Pat Riley now.
Right.
Bill Russell would be a coach because he's done it. And I think that's he could have done it. But the Mark Jackson one, I will steal that one from you because Mark Jackson built the Warriors, and despite all their success, they need to give Mark Jackson a ring every year they win one. And he definitely needs to be in the league coaching. But I will say this: I will remove Bill Russell, and I will actually add Popovich. I think Popovich is
Popovich. Yeah.
And the thing is about him, and is it's going to be a system. So Tim Duncan fits it well. Bill Russell fits it well. Magic will fit it well. Jordan, on the other hand, I don't know if he'll fit the system.
Right.
Tracy McGrady definitely would fit the system.
Right.
So it will be some issues there.
That's
we know
why
Scottie Pippen will buck the system.
That's why I got Phil in there.
So that's why I was like, I would,
You know what I mean?
but I got Phil, and I'm a little different. Yeah.
I got both Phils and Mark in there.
Yeah. I would choose Seattle Supersonics, George Karl, because I think George Karl with the Supersonics was a better coach than he was with Carmelo. I think what he had and how he did it with that team of just him and everybody, that made me think about Deathless Strength.
Oh, okay.
Because students, I was like, man, do I have enough white people? I was like, man, I felt bad. I was like, I know. Larry Bird's always obvious. He's always gonna be on somebody's list. He's a consistent white person on your list. Kevin McHale's another one. I think he's consistently, you'll find him on the list. Whether he's in the top 2 is debatable.
That's why I got Alonzo. Alonzo, his game is a little more fluid than Kevin McHale.
I can see that.
I did thought about McHale. I thought about him and even Parrish too at center. The Chief. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Actually, that would have been pretty cool.
Yeah,
the Chief.
Chief. Yeah, I thought about the Chief.
So I guess one of the elephants in the room is why not Bill Cartwright? I think Bill Cartwright was a decent center for what Jordan needed at the time. Because remember, they had Charles Oakley,
but he wasn't really a center.
Was he a coach?
He was a power forward.
Okay. And
an enforcer. Okay. But he needs somebody who could be a center and a solid figure in the 5 spot. At pivot guards, they call it. Yeah. So at the pivot. So he fit like I said, he had a simple game, he lay up and pop up, floater, finger roll thingy, hook. Shot. Yeah. So that's just what it is.
So what would have been, out of all the decades so far, what is one of the greatest teams you think you have seen?
Since watch basketball?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, it's rough.
I know I could take this one already. I'm gonna be honest with
you.
Go
ahead.
I have to do the 72-10. I have to. And the only reason why is because I watched it.
Yeah,
like
you can say that.
Honestly, and I watched, and I got, like I said, I got to see the Lakers.
Yeah,
later on during the 80s, they were a good team. Of course, Seattle had a good team, but that 72-10 team, not only was they on a mission, they didn't beat people. They humiliate people. I would never forget. There was a game. They had a game in Charlotte, and I promise you, within like 2 minutes in the game, it was 40-2. And they set Jordan. They set Jordan in the first quarter. Jordan was sitting. Like
I told you, second 3-peat Jordan. So he was out just like I told you.
I get it, and don't get me wrong. But just that fact though, everybody was on a mission. Like they just look like nothing. The Warriors, and it's not that the Warriors lost their championship and they went 73-9. It's not that they lost the championship. It's just that when I looked at that Bulls team, inside, outside, you had Dennis Rodman just doing what he needed to do. You had Kukoc, Ron Harper. And people don't realize Ron Harper was...
People don't understand. He was a double... Like, he scored double figures ever since he came into the league as a rookie, playing for the Clippers, whoever else. Clippers, he played for the Cavaliers. He's played for...
They almost looked at him as the second coming of Jordan. When he got drafted.
He's second coming of Jordan. And matter of fact, he won 2 more rings with the Lakers.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. He was actually on those Lakers here. I was like, when I went back and looked, I was like, he was on the Lakers team. Yeah. So, that 72-10 team was just... And they embarrassed the Orlando Magic. Like...
Because what happened?
Yeah, like that's that comeback. He came back, like, and to me, that team probably could beat any team in any decade. Like,
okay,
I believe that team. And don't get me wrong, like I said, I just can't look at no other team the same way after seeing that 72-10 team. Like that team just, I don't think Michael Jordan smiled. I don't think Scottie Pippen was happy.
Oh,
I think that team was so, like, I think Jordan had that team so stressed out that they said that we cannot lose. I believe right now Jordan regrets losing 10 games. Like, I think in his mind,
going for like 82 and
0. I believe that. Honestly, because during that season they never lost twice.
Right.
That's crazy. Like, I believe Jordan really wanted 82. Like, he was on a mission, and he played all 82 games. One of the only superstars to actually average 82 games a season. So, even late in his career, and I thought about this, I don't think I ever seen Michael Jordan hurt. And I can't count the broken leg because I didn't see basketball like that. But ever since I was watching, I don't think I ever saw Michael Jordan miss a game. I don't know if he's at home right now, like Montel Williams used to say, can't get out of bed until he take his pills. Michael Jordan may be that way, but I never see him hurt. Right. And that's why I say he wasn't hurt. But The Last Dance gave me more respect for Michael.
Yeah.
Because hearing him say, I played in the first pair of shoes I ever wore. I wore them in the garden. And then even though my feet was bleeding, I was having such a good game. I had to keep them on. Hell, I be changing shoes throughout the day. So,
throughout the game,
Players they do that all the time. They change the shoes, and you consistently, and that's just doing on your last championship that you was willing to do whatever it takes. And that's why I see why you say he's the greatest player. However, he's not the greatest player. However, the mentality that he had, he produced probably one of the greatest work ethic I've probably ever seen in professional sports.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I agree. 72-10. Cause I was able to watch that season. It was a wonderful thing.
It was. I think
wonderful thing.
I had to get the shoes. I mean, the patent leathers, 72-10. Because that's how I always remember them. I don't call them Concords. That's 72-10.
The patent leather shoes.
Yep, 72-10. Oh man, so I thought about biggest impact off the court will arguably Michael Jordan.
Yeah, because he like I tell people whenever somebody has that talk, he changed the way everything, the way you dressed.
Yeah.
the way you, like you said, trained, condition.
No, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
You know, that's not just in basketball; it's just in any sport in general.
Yeah.
You know, of course, the endorsements. You know, he gave everybody a map, but even to this day, nobody's actually able to duplicate it to the last letter, syllable, exclamation point, whatever. There's, like I said, LeBron is close, but
He's more Magic mentally.
right.
So who do you think is second as far as biggest cultural impact out of basketball? I got one person.
Who you got?
I got Iverson. I think
Iverson, yeah.
I think Iverson had the biggest impact off the court. I think at one point he rivaled Jordan off the court. However, I think Jordan appeal was bigger, but I think Iverson rivaled him. Because I was saying, you know, people would say LeBron. I don't think LeBron's in the talk. Kobe never. Kobe off the court, like endorsements, yeah, here and there, but just his impact culturally, no. Like Kobe doesn't even come close.
Like, and I'll put it this way: Kobe's impact is more generational.
Okay, fair
in a sense, but it's, you know, but even still, who impacted him to be that way?
Jordan. And you said that
Jordan will have an impact for till the end of time.
LeBron wears suits too because of Jordan. That's why I said Allen Iverson, because Allen Iverson went to the beat of his own drum.
Yeah,
and you know, I think him personally, I think he rivaled Jordan off the court. Even now, you think about people don't think of Allen Iverson, the basketball player. They see the cultural impact he had.
right.
I mean, players got tattoos because of him.
I think people always had tattoos. It's just he made it more viable to actually people see it publicly on the court. You know,
fair.
Outside of, you know,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure people had tattoos, but they were told they couldn't get them where they're visible. You know. Yeah. So I mean, Iverson, yeah, maybe Magic Johnson to a certain extent, but not, like I said, they're not as big as Jordan.
Yeah. No, Jordan.
And I think that's why I think he's the greatest, because his influence not only just in the game itself is just impact off the court,
right,
as opposed to
into
the world.
So I mean, and I always tell people, basketball wise, I will always say Magic, but I say if you add the culture side of it, then you have to say Michael Jordan. I mean, basketball wouldn't be basketball without. I mean, and basketball has some great players. You from Julius Erving to George Gervin. I mean, there's been wonderful people. Dominique Wilkins, like we said, was in that conversation. There's been many, but for a person who a star among stars, when that Olympic Dream Team in 1992 was a collection of stars. Like, we've seen these other dream teams, but when you really thought about it, like, nobody said, like, they talked about it. It was like, who we going to defer to? Michael already said me. When Rashad asked last second, who gets the shot? Me. And it's like, there was no question. Right. Like, last second, me. Now, mind you, Larry Bird's proven. Magic is proven. Chris Bullard was on that team. Everybody's been proven. But who? Jordan.
He's the guy.
And Charles Barkley behind him singing his song. And it's like, when you really think about it, they were starstruck with him. Yeah. Like, they really were starstruck with Michael Jordan. Like, then that shows you how powerful he was as far as at that time. And even now, you know. So I do believe that overall, if we add that into it, of course, I have to say Michael Jordan. I will say that.
Oh, by the way, and like I said, it'd have been the 10 NBA Finals, LeBron. 10 NBA Finals in the row.
Okay.
LeBron. That's right. So,
I mean, hey, you know, people discount that. I think that shows you that in 10 years, if you go to the finals by yourself with arguably with 3 different teams, I mean, that's pretty, 2 different teams at that time frame. I mean, that's still good. 4 out of 10 is not bad. I don't care what anybody say. Dominique ain't got one.
He's never been to one.
Exactly. Charles Barkley ain't got one.
Vince Carter.
It's like, you know who we didn't say?
Who?
the guy that Michael Jordan despised when they
Oh, Isaiah Thomas.
well, him too.
Oh,
It-
who we despise?
Clyde Drexler.
Oh, the Glide.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
It's funny because when you start looking back at the time frame, so if we take everybody that was drafted from 84 with Jordan to about 80s, we'll say 86. Those were some pretty good draft classes.
all right.
He aged better than all of them
Yeah,
because Charles Barkley came out not too long. I mean, Karl Malone was in there, and Karl Malone was actually pretty. He was pretty durable.
yeah.
Stockton. I mean, a lot of people came out during that time frame.
Right.
But when you look at it age, because even during the time that Jordan was winning championship, Clyde Drexler was looking older.
Right.
He was looking kind of run down.
Sure of himself.
Yeah, and you have Jordan out there still scoring 30 points.
Right.
So I give Jordan credit. He was still scoring 30 points up until his last championship. I won't count the Wizard years because I just think that was his ego. But I think his last championship, I think he could have won one more. I think they could have got 4 people. I honestly do believe that. Especially, I think that was the NBA lockout season 2.
Yeah.
I honestly do believe that. I think, matter of fact, they probably could have went undefeated. Like that was the shortest season.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. You know, him, Scottie Pippen running back, and that says a lot about just the dynamics of the Bulls during that span. They had arguably the best team, but only 2 people was on both 3Ps. I don't think people realize that. Like they had an overhaul.
Yeah.
After the first 3P and Jordan left, they actually had an overhaul. Like
Actually, there's only
because
4 people. Actually,
because remember,
consider the coaching staff.
oh, coaching. Okay,
So it's actually more than 4. It's probably, like I said, maybe a handful of people, but the 2 main actual players.
yeah, and that's who you had. So you built 2 3Ps off of 2 people because your first 3P after Jordan left, almost everybody else left after him. Scotty stayed, and then your second 3P was a whole new cast.
Yeah.
Like there was no more Armstrong. There was no more Horace Grant. I mean, you literally had Dennis Rodman. Yeah. Tony Kukoc.
No Craig Hodges.
No Craig Hodges.
Yeah.
We ain't forgot about you, brother.
No.
So
No Scott Williams.
no Scott. Isn't he in jail?
It doesn't matter. He still won. He still won with Michael.
He did. He won with
Michael.
He won with Michael.
Guess where we attended? He's a Tar Heel too.
I know. He traded one prison for another.
Hater.
Yeah, I like that. So, in closing, man, how do you see the state of the NBA after looking at your team? Which, by the way, I noticed something that you didn't have really anybody past 2003. So,
no, I do have somebody past LeBron.
well, that's why I said 2003.
LeBron. Oh yeah, LeBron, Kevin. Yeah.
Why? I mean, I'll tell you why.
Go
I
ahead.
really did. Be honest with you, they're not team players now.
Yeah, as I say, it's an individualized team game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just can't see in building the team. I can't see nobody. It was a stretch with that's why Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
You know, he barely made it because it's a stretch. Because even with him, like I need people out there who are willing to sacrifice for a team. And
Yeah.
despite what people think, Jordan
Hell
sacrificed a lot.
Hell yeah.
So
And if he got the right coach to sit down with him and tell him, hey, this is what needs to happen. And after he realized he gave it a shot and actually, because a lot of people don't understand, a lot of times you just got to buy in for it to work.
mm-hmm.
The coaching can be excellent, but if you're not buying into what you're being coached,
right,
it's going to be a failure. It's going to be a flop. It's going to have its, as you see with the Lakers.
No, I agree with you.
If you ain't buying into what you're being, what's being coached to you, the culture is trying to be set, by all means, it's not going to work. It's not going to be successful.
And the 10 scoring titles, Jordan could have averaged 36 plus a night every night. And he did at one point. Like Jordan
Yeah.
really he has 10 scoring titles.
Yeah.
You know, and I do believe he could have averaged that all the way through, but he had won the championships? No. So he learned how to sacrifice and defer. So I think that's why I didn't really pick any players, because Kyrie would have been one, but
You'd have lost.
I don't know what version of Kyrie to pick.
You still would have lost.
That's not fair. I don't know if I
You would have lost. My team would have defrauded your team. I put LeBron on him just the whole game. No, I put Garnett on him.
That would be funny, because Garnett would be talking to him.
Just talking shit to him the whole time. Just talking the hell out of him.
That's why I wouldn't have Ben Simmons, because if Kevin Garnett talked to Ben Simmons be a quarter crying. I'm like, come on, man.
They would say every time you're on the court, you on the court, KG.
Have him and Devin Booker and all that. So I was thinking that too. I was like, the only person I would have thought about, honestly, out of everybody, would probably be Dame Lillard. I think Dame Lillard is
okay.
Good at that stuff.
I'll give you that. Dame would probably been a good pick.
He's the only, but he's undersized.
You not gonna pick PG? You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I would not pick him for two reasons. Number one, he flaked in the bubble, and number two, technically, he's not that guy.
What about Kawhi?
What version of Kawhi?
Spurs version.
Not good enough.
Before he won the title.
Before he just defense.
That's all you need.
Nah, I don't think Kawhi's. I think I'm learning something about this generation. They're stars because the game has afforded them the opportunity to be
entitled. Oh yeah, of course.
Unlike the ones that came up, like Charles Barkley earned his star.
That's what I thought about too, as well. On team Charles Barkley,
he earned his star power. Karl Malone earned, like, they had to win. They had to go out there and prove themselves. Now you become a star, and
before you can dribble the basketball,
right? And then you just sit there. So I don't think they have the heart. Like, winning is not important to them.
No,
and
that's what Kevin Garnett said. I mean Durant said, you know, you just want to poop all day.
No, you gotta win.
Important. So you can pay me $100 million to just step on the court and dribble. I can do that.
Exactly.
I can play, not win. Come on.
I'll try for the Magics today.
That's what I'm saying. Pay me $250 million. If all you want to do on the court, I can do that. Pass here, dribble here, shoot the ball, miss.
Yeah.
I mean, he's losing his touch.
He is losing some hair too.
He always do that.
If
he ever brushes it,
I'm worried about him, and I'm worried about these players and their mental health, man. Like, you out on the court. I remember basketball players used to care.
Hey, man.
Now they don't care. Like,
they get paid hundreds of $millions to look how they want to look.
Yeah, I guess.
So,
all right. Well, so that's our list, man. Got anything you want to share with the people?
Thank you for the thumbs up. Please comment, reach out, subscribe, share. You know, we're here. You know, all the platforms, I think. So,
yes. Check us out on all platforms. Remember, we will be next week. Actually, we'll be doing a joint show with somebody. So please check that out.
Are we going to be live doing it?
Yes.
Is it live, bro? Oh, okay.
Live broadcast.
What's the name of the show, though? What's the name so people check out?
I have to get back to you on that one. I don't remember the name exactly.
Okay. Will we be recording again between now and then?
Yes.
Okay, so then we'll have all the information time.
Yes, we will. We're gonna try to do 3 recordings a week.
That works. I'm with that. But yeah. But thank you for watching the Sports Talk edition of
Let
the Madness Begins. You know.
Yep.
Continue to check us out.
Definitely. William Coleman, Marshawn Taylor, and we are